Hello folks and welcome back to Sim Airport. Last time we got this whole baggage thing functioning. As a quick review here, if we're taking a look, our baggage comes in this area, it goes down a level into the basement, goes to this baggage hub where it is sorted and goes out to the baggage depot where trucks pick it up and put it on the planes. They also pick up stuff from the planes, put it back on the baggage depot, send it back to the baggage hub, down to this baggage hub, and then down to one of these two where it gets sorted and goes out to our baggage carousels. Whew! There's a lot to unpack there, but that's basically all we really did. I'm thinking about moving these. While they're making a lot of money, they are causing a little bit of a visual issue there, and I don't really like it. So we'll see what's going on with that. We also would like to expand this, and I really want to get to another level here so that we can build more stuff up. The question really becomes, how do we want to do that? Do we want to build this area here out and then put in that, and then we'll purchase this and build out more? Or do we just kind of let it be and go through and see what's up? While we're waiting on that, you can see that we don't have any flights coming our way. I think that's because we don't have any reps for being able to sell stuff. This game kind of is a little funky. When we go over to staffing, this was never part of the original one, but in our admin area, we have sales reps, which can help your reputation with different airlines. You can see we're only at 50% or 54% interest. Our passengers like us, but the airlines, unfortunately, are not the biggest fans of us. So we need to do some work to get that solved. We're taking a look at government grants. We have airline services, which we need to have at least one rep for 3 airlines and 12 flights scheduled. So we can definitely do that if we get that going. This one is build 10 planes with a functioning outdoor baggage system. Okay, we can do that. 2 large or XL aircraft gates. We do not have that yet. And increase the overall airline interest to 70%, which that seems a little like a lot. This one over here, we can do this. So if I click on that, that should be immediate money, right? What do we need to do? Accept a new loan to finance construction. Okay, last time we did pay off all of our loans, so that's not a big deal. Let's apply for like just the stupid small loan. We'll accept it and repay it, and then we get our money for the grant, and then we can move on with the investment one. The next one is wait for 3 days. If we pay $50,000, we're going to get a $125,000 reward, so that sounds like a good idea. This one is 7 days. We pay $100,000, get $225 back. Could you imagine that in real life? If you just, I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't have that money, but if I did, if I had to wait just a week, and I was than able to more than double it, that would be awesome. 15 days. That's going to go through, and we pay $250,000 up front, and our estimated return is various. It's between 150, so we could lose $100,000, or we could double our money because, you know. And then we have an angel investor, which we pay a lot of money up front, which is not how angel investing works. And then we can get up to $250 million back, or we can lose $500,000. In the efficiency area here, we have to look at getting speakers and all that stuff in there, and then maximizing profit. What is this one? Research and hiring. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay with that. So we just need to have a positive net income for the full day. So we're just not going to build anything really too much on this particular day. And hire a VP and do some things. So let's go ahead and look at our research here. We already have our lower tax. What do we need to do here? We just need money for that one. And property tax, again, we just need some money for that. I'm not worried about one-way pass, one-way taxiways, or intersections right now. And one thing we may want to consider is looking at light rail. We're up over $100,000, which is awesome. Let's see, we're making $118,000 a day. Aviation ops, again, we don't really have a need for that. This standby gates, we're going to research that because we may have a need for that. And advanced security. Oh, we need to have a CTO. We don't have one of those right now. Take a look in our list here. CTO is vacant. So I think we're either going to spend some money and expand the airport, or we're going to take a look and expand this area over here, move this somewhere else, probably just to that corner for right now, and build this out and put some offices in there, which I think is where I'm leaning towards. So let's go to ATC. You can't move things like an entire building. You just have to build a new one. So we're just going to stick that out there for right now. Our guys, once it gets delivered, sometime, there it is, they'll go through and do their thing and get that built, and then we can dismantle this one. And I think we'll have a spare ATC. I'm not sure about that. But whatever it is, once that's built, we'll dismantle that, we'll build this area out, and we'll get some offices in place, and then we should be able to start turning a little bit more profit and work there. The other thing we might do is expand a few more ticketing counters. Like, I don't want there to be big lines, so we can pretty easily get that in place. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll go to utilities, our conveyors here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna have 5 total spots for that. We're gonna need to hire staff to get all that in place. Once they get the last pieces there we go. And we'll go back to staff. Go there. Not sure why it's not updating. Okay, now it is. No, stop. I don't want to do anything. Just let me... Do you not confirm staff? Go back. I didn't even click on anything. I know I need 3 more. Want to just hire them and see what happens? Not sure why. It's giving me error messages there. Okay, they're there. Alright. That was weird. I don't... The automatic staffing button is awesome, but it also is weird because it can give you some odd error messages if it doesn't want to work the way that you think it works. So we're going to get rid of this ATC. I want to see if that pops up into our storage or not. So we can see our storage area is there. We'll see if anything pops up in there. Yeah, it does. Look. We have steel, we have paint, and we have concrete. Okay. And then we're going to put in our foundational work here. And what's for out with storage? Needs to be 5 by 5. Okay. So storage needs to be a little bigger. That's not a big deal. We can do that. So we're going to make that there. And then we'll just add on a little space there. Okay. And then we also have these storage shelves that we can add on that will allow us to build more stuff and store more stuff. There we go. Okay. So storage should be fine. They hopefully will be moving these boxes to our storage shelves once the shelves get built and do all their things. But this whole block, and probably a lot of this block here, honestly, because this is too big of a maintenance area, it's going to be dedicated to going through and getting sales rep to do their job, because we have 5 carousels. That's enough for right now. We're not anywhere close to getting this and building all that out. So 5 of them is going to be, I think it's going to be all right. And then we'll be able to do a little bit more here real soon. All right, so let's go through and just take a look here. Sales reps need an office as well, so we'll do that. And we're just going to start segmenting these things out and hoping and praying. Hey, look at that. It does work. There we go. Get all of these things out there. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can definitely move that over 1. And then once we do that, we'll dismantle this wall and we'll be able to build on another spot here for our crew. Put some staff doors here, and eventually it's going to go right there once they dismantle that. There we go, and then we'll get regular doors. Boom, 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 boom. If you've noticed with games, I don't do things to the bare minimum. I kind of go a little unnecessarily extra for things. And this is one of the more unnecessarily extra things I've built. We only needed to hire 3 sales reps. I'm going to hire significantly more than that. Or at least set ourselves up to hire significantly more. I don't know if that's the actual case or not yet, but we'll find that out real soon, hopefully. And we may actually relocate that maintenance area so we can staff more of these. I'd like to have another row down there if possible, but we'll figure that out. I also think this is going to be a good technology area where we can have the PA announcement system, which is one of the grants that we have for, is it airport efficiency? Yeah, the electrical area. So we can actually close that in and build that there as well. The only other thing I want to do with that is go into floors and make sure that we have the floors that we have for the ones up here, which is it these guys? Yeah, okay. For some reason, it just didn't look like that to me, but now it does, and we'll be okay. Get those set, and then hopefully we'll be able to add on some more airlines. We're going to really focus in on like Pacific Airlines. We have 4 contracts listed. Airtime is 4, or excuse me, we have 5 with them. We have 4 with Union Air, and everything else is below that. Although, man, Learyville really wants us to fly at nighttime. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is make sure we dedicate those as office spaces. You can see we currently have 6 total offices. We need to hire a CTO, and then the rest of this stuff is going to be all sales reps, I believe. There we go. Okay. Go over here to admin. We will hire our CTO. Just going to take one of those offices. I don't know which one that person's going to take. Or did they take one up here? Sorry for the scrolling. It's just a little intense in this game. Yeah, CTO took up there. Okay, cool. So let's go in and hire some sales reps. We'll just do 3 for right now. So one of them's going to take that office, I'm sure. Yep, and then the other 2 are going to be right there. Awesome. And this is part of the game that I'm not super familiar with. But let's go back up here to airline services and make sure we can get our stuff for that. We just need to have the 1 air rep each to 3 airlines. So I believe we go over to flight management. Is that what we did? No. Go over to airline interest. All right, that's a start. We're going to click on airtime, and we're going to select a rep. Okay, there we go. So we're going to find our sales rep. Going to assign them, and let's see. Your various other people can look at other stuff here. So we can increase the amount the airline is willing to pay negotiations, which we're not in that because I don't know what that is yet. Airport operations. Okay. Greater positive impact. Good. Okay. I'm going to just leave that as is for right now. So we have airtime, Pacific. We're going to select a rep for them, which is going to be that rep. And then what's our other one that we have? Union Air. We're going to select a rep for them. We'll assign them. And now we have airtime, Pacific Air, and Union Air all assigned. And if we go back to our grants, it is 100% done. And we can move on to round 2, which is build load 10 planes with functioning baggage system, build 2 large or XL aircraft gates, and increase that. Okay, so to build because that's the part we're missing, the large or extra large, you can see that the large doesn't take up any extra room, but it has a legit jetway, and it only exists on the 2nd floor. So we don't have that option quite yet. And the extra large, there's extra large remotes? That's interesting. All right, the extra large go out even further. So we could theoretically build one there and then one farther down. I kind of like that idea. But we do need to move that taxiway down the road here. But it's nice to know that we could fit that in, and then when we expand this out, we can fit that one in. And I don't think we're going to have any problems with that. So that's I think where we're going to be heading here. Let's just double check and make sure that we have all of this stuff. I don't know if we have anything else that we need to do. Okay, so we got all of that. We need to build stores and first class lounges and all of that stuff. We'll get there. I'm not too worried about that yet. Let's go in and build out the rest of the foundation so we can get this area and put another either gate or it's probably going to be a standby gate, quite honestly, for right now. Until we can expand that out a little more and do some more stuff with it. I'd also like to get some more food over in this area so we can stop having people only service that stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm okay with the electronics vending. The drink and food vending seems a little unnecessary. And ATM is awesome. But these things are making really good money for us. And if we take a look here, this cafe, Made $4,000 yesterday. And in addition to these guys, we're doing a great job with that stuff. So I'm going to keep that going and get all that in there. I am, however, unwilling to buy more workers. I'll get there eventually, but we're just not making enough money a day. Like, we're making $104,000 a day. That's not that much in the grand scheme of this game. So we need to kind of watch our purse strings and make sure that we're not spending a lot of extra money on things we don't need. Like, this is necessary because if it's not there, it hurts the environment. So it's necessary to an extent, but not really super necessary, quite honestly, for what we're doing here. But I want to make sure that we can get the basics in place, and we are going to do that. So we're going to get that one in. We'll get our sliding door. And then we will also get our gate agent desk. And this whole block here is eventually going to get filled in with foundations. It's just going to take a little while because it's rather expensive to do. And we're just hoping that our workers get to do their thing. I still dislike strongly that that's there. We may... see, the thing is like, once we get really rolling here, this security area is going to go upstairs. The ticketing area most likely is going to go upstairs. And then we have this big area that's going to be used for baggage claim, I think. We'll find that out a little bit more here. So let's hire the people we need to hire. And we have a choice of what we want to do. Do we want to use this as a spot for standby, or do we want to just let them go and do their thing and kind of move forward there? So we're going to assign that to that. Cool. And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to build this taxiway out because my goal here is these two eventually are going to get removed, and we're going to use them as large aircraft gates, and then or extra large, and then this guy here is going to get all of this taxiway is going to get removed, and it's going to push out one anyway. So let's do that now while we're thinking of it, and then once that's done, we could put a hangar over here and buy some more baggage cars to deal with all of that. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see how this works out. I'm not really sure what's going on. See, this is the thing. You can see that our runway 09/27 was down for maintenance. So if you only have one runway, you really need to make sure you time that out so planes aren't coming in. Not a huge deal for most of the stuff, but you do need to pay attention to it because it will matter. And you can always adjust that stuff. Go to operations, and then in maintenance, you can adjust the time when they start and when they finish, and also the thresholds for all these things. But we're going to go in and really start focusing in on some of this stuff, making sure that our flights come in. What I'd really like to do is have a dedicated exit for our baggage claim, and then so that they can go through there. But we have to fill this whole area in, and we're going to put in some restrooms and some other stuff to really make sure that gets done properly. See, these guys are still doing their thing, and that's fine. If we go into our finances by just clicking on this little dollar sign, we can get our perfect ops. We're doing great. We're making an extra $53,000 a day. Awesome. But more in our cash flow. Okay. What is it? Profit loss. There we go. So if we open these up and go do the drop downs here, see the kitchen storage there, the refrigerator, all of this stuff. But if we take a look here at our income for these things, and that's just for today, I'm going to roll back to yesterday. We can see that we're making $16,000 between all of our retail stuff. We only spent $1,000. We made $17,500. That's pretty solid, I think. So I have that built in. That's going to be help future-proof us. So we're going to go into our hangars, get that. I think it's going to go there. We'll put it there for right now. That's fine. And then we're going to slowly start closing this area in, and then we're going to build up so that we have the next round of stuff here built properly. The next thing we need to also do is check and see, hey, look, we have some more flights available to us. Interesting. All right, so we know we can service some afternoon flights. So this Juno Connect. It's not my favorite, but we can look at it. All right, we're going to accept it. We will put that flight right in there. And what I think I'm going to start getting ready to do as well is renaming all of these gates. Rarely do you go to an airport where it says gate A1, B1, C1, and they're all the same terminal. Usually the letter is a terminal and the number is going to be the gate number itself. So this is going to be A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then we're going to go around. But we're still a little ways off from that, I think. So I'm going to build this area out slowly but surely. And that's right, we do have an entire, I forgot that we had this new one. So let's go through and see what we have here. Union Air, we'll accept that, absolutely. So we'll put that right there. It only needs to be on the ground for an hour or so. It's not a big plane. And then we're going to go over to Learyville. I don't know why I can't say that today. We're going to accept 1, 2, and 3 of those. I think that will cover us for that. We shall find out though. And we're eventually going to get into negotiations with Learyville here because we're going to take a lot of their flights. And I want to make sure we're making as much money as we can off of them. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to expand that out a little bit just so we can get to the end of that maybe. Alright, let me just put that somewhere ridiculous. Or move it over here so I can at least adjust the timing. This is one of the little annoying things you got to just pay attention to. But we have that. Alright, so let's go in and hire a staff member as well. And we're going to assign that staff member up here to Learyville. We'll select you. Assign to Learyville. Alright. And hopefully that's the communication is clearly going up. And let's take a look and just see where that's at with the ones we have a rep with. You can see there's a lot of overlays here. But we can see we should have the number of reps we have. Oh no, there's no rep list there. Okay, so we're just going to look and see here. They're not happy with our commercial fees, but otherwise we're okay. But you can see they want to send us bigger planes. That's our shortfall right now. We need to have a bigger airport. In terms of runway and also in terms of gates in order to accommodate more planes. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in short order, but it's going to take a little bit of work to do all of that. You can see we haven't really done anything, but you can see our total has gone down because we've hired more people with these 2 additional gates. So we lost about $7,000 just between those 2 people's salaries for the day, which sounds like a lot, but that's kind of where we're at. So we just need to make sure we're doing a good job of making sure that they are properly served there. And I can't believe we're already on day 17. It feels like day 1. Well, really, the whole first video in this series was day 1. We just went through and kind of slogged through and built the basics. Now we're finally doing stuff and the days are rolling through. Our airport is greatly expanded. I mean, we started off with just the 1 and 2 gates and now we're on to 5. I'm happy with that. And we have a lot of work we still need to do, but we are slowly but surely moving along here to get to an airport that's hopefully going to be very nice and very successful. But this area, if I want to build the foundation for this entire area, how much is it going to cost? Almost $500,000. That sounds terrible. So we'll figure that out a little more as we have time here. I really dislike that we have these little planes coming in there. They just don't require a lot of work, and I don't like that. All right, and we're gonna assign some more vehicles. And I think 3 is enough right now. That should be able to cover this corner, and these guys cover that corner. But like a baggage cart for a plane that's waiting for, what, how many people? 8 people? It seems unnecessary. Alright, so we're moving along here. We have our money. We're doing our stuff. And I'm pretty happy with where we're at. We just need to do a little better job here of getting some of this stuff finalized. So I don't think we're going to have any flights here for today, but tomorrow we'll have flights set up for this spot. And eventually I think what we're going to do is have, once we have enough money to buy this area, we're going to expand down here. And so let me back up. My thought process here is I want to enclose this area so that there's not this random little chunk of building space missing. And then I do want to go up to a second level so that we can spread out our security and ticketing areas along with the baggage claim area and expand that out. The problem becomes is that because we book flights here for tomorrow, if we were to expand up, we don't have a good way of being able to make sure that we can schedule those flights at a second level location. Because I'd either like to go in here and upgrade these things. You can see there's gates or stairs that allow it to go from the second floor. That's one option we could do. Or we can delete this whole gate and rebuild it with a large gate which has the jetway and all of that, so there's no stairs and should be not a big deal to do. So we have some decisions we need to make with that as far as the steps go, but I think what our next step here is to buy this piece of land, which is going to take a little bit of time if we don't want to take out a loan, fill in this area, and then we can at least build out some small gates, or we could potentially go with large gates that are on the second floor. And then we'll rotate our flights that are here around so that we can then connect them and then replace these gates as we build new ones. I think that's where I want to go. But again, I'm not really positive. I don't really have a good plan for how we're doing this stuff. I'm just kind of talk and do things that I see fit. So we'll figure that out. One thing I do want to make sure, though, is as we are filling up this area, I want to make sure that we're not overwhelming our security, and it looks like we're getting close to that point where security is going to be a problem. So I'm going to go into security, and we are just going to slowly start to expand some of this stuff out, I think. Sure, we'll just put that one there, whatever. And once those get built, all three, we'll go back into our staff and we'll hire the new staff members. What's your problem? So we just need to make sure that's in the security zone. There we go. I don't know if that's a great solution to what we're doing, but at least provides a little bit more. One thing about security. So if we go into security, we have the bag scanner. We have a remote bag scanner, which allows us to have one of these guys assigned to, I think it's 5 devices. So we can have this one monitored 5 of these. They're significantly bigger. If you take a look at the size of them, they are much bigger than what we have right now, which is fine. But one of the other things that we have here, if we go to scanner, I think, yeah, we have a body scanner, which is a more advanced alternative to the metal detector. The thing is, the game doesn't matter with that because there's no repercussions for, let's say somebody slips something through security. Nothing happens in the game. There's no notification. There's no nothing. That's one of the things where the game kind of feels a little incomplete with. There are plans for things, but they're not really followed through with. And that's one of my little annoyances with this game, is that the game is like 95% there, but that missing 5% could add so much value to this game that I really hope the developers go back and finish out what they started, because it doesn't feel finished right now. I've mentioned in my original video, I think, with this, there's just so many possibilities with this game of things that can make this game better. They have that. I don't know if you saw when I was zoomed in down here and building these, there's little flashing lights. There's police. There's fire. But there's nothing to do with them. They don't do anything in the game. There's no consequences. There's no nothing with that part of the game. So that's frustrating as well. Let me go in and see if there's parking still. Yeah, see, we can do parking lots and car parking lots. But it doesn't matter if you have them or not. They fill up randomly and it doesn't matter. So people can park. They don't have to park. It doesn't really seem to matter. When I go into our transportation capacity, it doesn't seem to change if you have parking or not. So I don't understand that one. And they seem to build out and be ready for cargo in some way, shape, or form. Like most airports have a cargo facility. This game doesn't have that. So those are my main complaints. One, finish the things that we kind of clearly started but didn't get to. Fix the errors from last time. But then just expand to the basic stuff. We have some of the building blocks there. Let's do the rest. And I think that would be really fun. I'd love to have cargo terminals and be able to do stuff with that. But right now, it just isn't an option, and I'd really, really, really like it to be. But for right now, we're at $315 or $13,000 before we lost a little money there. Let's see, what's our tourist trap? I don't want to do that yet. We can't do that yet. Investment. Pay off any loans, wait for 3 days. Okay, we can do that. $50,000 to get $125,000 back, and we just have to wait for 3 days. That sounds reasonable to me. This one, we're not going to do that quite yet because we don't have a big enough airport for it, I don't think. What is this? Research, lower tax, and pay off any loans. Done. That was easy money. Earn $600 a day from advertising and $2,000 a day from retail, and lower income tax to research. Okay, so let's go in and research that. And we'll lower our property taxes. It's going to drop by 10%. This one's going to lower our tax rate by 25%, which is significant. I'd also like to look at light rail and advanced security, where we can use those remote bag scanners that we talked about before. Advanced ticketing allows you to go through and set exact kind of ticketing areas for specific airlines or for specific gates, which is cool. Baggage hub boosters, it increases the throughput of your hubs. If we go down to our lower level here, you can see that they're able to process 240 an hour, which seems shockingly low. I would think like 240 bags is what like a normal airplane carries. I don't know. It just seems like something that would be carried by our airplane. So boosting that up is probably a good idea, and we'll figure that one out. We can see we have our Dash 8s coming in. Let's take a look and see. Our airline interest did go up just a hair. Airtime wants us to have a flight there, so we'll accommodate that bad boy. And it's going to go right there. Who else likes us? Starflight likes us. Yeah, of course we'll take you. It's not a problem. And then Larryville Air loves us. Look at their percentage at 67 is so far and away above. Oh, no, Airtime loves us too. Those two airlines are just at least 5% removed from everyone else. They just love us. Of course they love us. We are a great airport. But we really need to expand the runways to get bigger planes, and these guys get bigger gates so we can accommodate the bigger planes. But I'm somebody who, again, likes to go all in with stuff. So if we take a look here, we're using 4 of these offices. I built a ton, but we only have 4 right now. And then I want to fill this area in and then do that. But we also need to afford this. There's a whole lot we need to do, and we need to kind of line up what we want to do with our end goals here, which is to hopefully see we have airlines that are locked because we don't have the requirements for them. So that's going to be fun to see how we get those. I really want to see what the big airplanes look like, because there are 747s, there's A380s. All of that stuff drastically impacts how your airport performs, and we're going to have to figure that out a little bit down the road here. But I think that's going to wrap us up here for today. We are on day 19. And I'm really happy with where the airport's at right now and what we're doing. And I'm pretty glad that we have this area along with our flights coming in. So we built on a new gate. We added this extra hangar. We added on all of our sales offices. And then we're slowly expanding this out so that we can afford stuff that we have the money to do. I think that's going to wrap us up here for today. Let me know what questions, comments, concerns you have, or suggestions, more importantly. And folks, thanks for joining me. I will see you on our next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.